Good morning, class. Once again. So today we are going to revise contents whatever we have already discussed in the first session. Okay. So later on, whatever next terms of accountancy is there, that we will discuss. So let's revise. So first we have seen basic terminology of accounting. In that we have seen what is the meaning of business transaction. So business transaction are the events entered into various parties and recorded in the books of accounts. Example, purchase of goods, receipt of money, payment to a creditor. These are the example of business transactions. Then after capital it means amount invested by owner in the business organization. Then sales, all the articles or the goods or the item which in the business organization we use to sell to earn money, that is called sell. And purchase, all the item, all the commodities, whatever we purchase for selling purpose, okay, that is called purchase. Goods, all the business item or the commodity basically which we use in the business for buying and selling purpose, that is called goods. For example, gold is goods for jewelers, jewelries are goods for grocers. Profit, excess of revenue over of a business over its cost is termed as profit. Gross profit, it means excess of operating revenues over operating expenses. Net profit, it means excess of revenues over expenses. Again, it is a profit of irregular or non-recurring nature. It is a profit that arises from rents or transactions. Discount, basically it is any type of reduction in the price of the goods. So discount are generally two types. Trade discount, basically it is offered at an agreed percentage of list price or the invoice price at the time of selling goods. And cash discount, it encourages the debtor to pay the dues promptly. Voucher, that we have already seen, it is a documentary evidence in support of transactions just like cash memo, invoice, bills, and debit and credit notes, etc. Then, drawing was the last topic. It is the amount of goods withdrawn by the owner from the business for their personal use. It reduces the capital of business organization. So, it was the revision part. Let's continue with the next content, next term of accountancy. Next term which we are going to discuss, that is stock. Stock is the thing, article, business article or the business item which are held by enterprises, which are held by the business organization for the purpose of sale in the ordinary course of business. In the business organization, all the items or the commodity which businesses holds with them for the selling purpose, that is called stock. Okay, but stock can be classified into two parts. First is opening stock, second one is closing stock. Before finding the meaning of opening stock and closing stock, we have to discuss a very important content. All the businessmen needs to prepare their accounts. They have to maintain records of transaction for a specific duration, just to know within that duration they have got profit or they have to be a loss. So the duration by which for which they used to maintain their records, that is called their business period. In India, most probably all the business organization use a system that is called 1st April to 31st of March, which is also called here financial year. It means in India all the business organization have to start maintaining their business transaction from 1st April to 31st of the March. So all the commodities, all the business item, whatever we have now the 1st of April, that is the beginning of the business organization. that is called opening stock. Okay, and all the stock, all the items, all the commodity which are unsold at the end of the financial year, that is of 31st of March, that is what called closing stock. Once if we have closing stock, then next day, now the 1st of April, because just after 31st of March, there will be 1st April. So whatever goods we have on the on 31st March as a closing stock, same goods will be opening stock as on 1st April in the next year. Okay. So opening stock and closing stock is there. So opening stock, things or the articles. Articles it means business commodity in which we used to deal. Okay, things or the articles which are held by an enterprises business organization for the purpose of sale. It means whatever goods we have, it should be for the selling purpose in the general medium of the transaction. And closing stock, unsold goods or the things or the articles, whatever we have at the end of accounting year in an organization, that is called closing stock. And the stock is very popular by the name of inventory. So we can call it a stock as well as inventory. Again, stock. Stock can be classified into three parts: stock of raw material, stock of work in progress, stock of finished goods. So how we can find out whatever goods or the business article we have in the business organization, that is of stock of raw material, work in progress, or the stock of finished goods. So for that we can take an example, just like we are furniture manufacturers. For the manufacturing of furniture, we will require wooden pieces and iron pieces. Okay. So if we have some wooden and some iron rods and iron sheets, so that we needed to proceed for the manufacturing of furnitures. Okay, if we have only the raw material, it means we have just only the wooden pieces and all, then it will be considered as stock of raw material. Just like stock of goods to be used for furniture, that is of raw material. Okay, then after we have work in progress. Work in progress, it means we are in the process of manufacturing that furniture, but still our work is pending. So that condition, that situation will be termed as work in progress. It means work has been started but not yet completed. Then after we have stock of finished goods. It means sellable goods. It means goods which are manufactured and ready for sale. That is called stock of finished goods. So how these three different types of stocks will be there in the business organization? As we have seen, we have to close our account on a specific date, that is on 31st March, okay, every year. So on that particular date, there may be some goods can be there as a raw material, some will be in the under process, and some will be prepared. Okay. So all these are there: stock of raw material, work in progress, and stock of finished goods. Okay. Then after we have to discuss the very important content, that is of trade receivables. Under the trade receivables, we will discuss debtors and the bills receivables. As you can see in the image, trade receivables, it means we have to receive money. Okay. Here we are going to receive money, the money owed by third party to the business. So just to understand this term, you just imagine that you are a business owner. You belong to the business class. Okay. If you belong to the business class, so in the business organization we need to sell goods to our customer. Okay. So that goods we can sell in cash as well as credit. So once when you will sold out your goods in credit, you need to record the name of the person and all, and later on you have to remind that party regarding your payment. So here we have to find out the meaning of debtors also. Debtors, it means the person or the party to whom we have to receive money. Just like in the business organization, if we are seller, if we are the owner of the business organization, we will sold out goods to the customer. Later on, that customer, who is also called debtors, will pay us money. So all the debtors, they need to pay us money. So they are comes under the trade receivables. So trade receivable has a wider term, and we can define trade receivables as outstanding amount due from others. If we have to receive money from others, then we have to write under the trade receivables. And basically in the business organization, we receive money from our debtors only. Okay, it can be of two types. What are their types? So first, that is of debtors. Debtors are the persons or other entities who it means receivables due from customers. Whatever we receive from the customer, that is owe to the enterprises an amount for buying goods and the services. After selling of goods to the customer, we need to receive money. So all the customers, they are directly our debtors. And later on we have bills receivables. So bills receivable are kind of written document in which acceptor it means debtors, promise to pay some amount on due date. So just to clear your concept regarding the business receivables, we have to again imagine, just like if we are seller and we are going to sell goods to our customer, so what is the guarantee that that customer will pay us all the amount on time, or he or she will pay us that money of that transaction? There is no surety. Just like you are seller and I am your buyer, I am your customer. You have just sold goods to me. After getting that goods, I went my home and I made an accident. So what? Suppose if I am alive, then maybe possible I will give you that money after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or 5 months. Okay. If I am not in this world, so who will pay you the money of that transaction? No one, no? So in that case, most of the times sellers ask to the buyer that buyer has to accept a written note which is already written by the seller, that I am a debtor, I am a buyer, and I will pay this particular amount to you on this specific date. If as a seller, as a buyer, if we are accepting this term, then it will be considered as bills receivable, and it can be used as a legal documents, as a legal evidence. A simple example of bills receivable we can take that once when we purchase goods, or when we purchase goods, so in the place of cash we can offer to the seller, he has to accept check, and that check is post dated. Post dated, it means the amount of that check seller will receive after 1, 2 or 3 months as per the discussion. So that check can be considered as bills receivable, but with bill receivables, that is quite different from the checks. Only the conditions of these bills are almost same. Checks and bills are same. Okay. After the trade receivables, we have next trade payables. As you know, before selling of goods, we need to purchase it. So to whom we purchase goods, they are called our supplier in general terms. But in the business organization, they are called our creditors, because later on in the future, near future, we have to pay them money. So whenever we will pay them money, it will be considered as creditors. Okay. So here we can see trade payables. Trade payables, it means to whom we have to pay money. In the trade receivables, we are going to receive money, just give me money. In the trade payables, we are going to pay money. So what? Trade payables, outstanding amount due to others, it can be two types. Okay, under the trade payables, we used to pay money to someone. So first we have creditors. As we have seen, as we have discussed, creditors are the person or the entities or the identity to whom we have to pay money. Okay, on the behalf of business organization, because we have purchased goods or the services. Then this table, that is same. If we are accepting that we will pay a certain amount on the specific date to someone, then it will be considered bills payable. If we are receiving that bill, then it will be considered as bills receivable. If we are accepting to pay the amount, then it will be considered as bills payable. Okay. Then after we have expenses. As we know, just to run or manage any business organization, we need to make regular payments in the business organizations. Okay, without making payment in the business organization, we can't survive in the market. Just like payment of salary, payment of wages, electricity bill, rent, these are the very important expenses. If we are not going to pay these liabilities or expenses, so we can't survive. Just if we haven't paid rent, so the owner of that shop or the showroom can ask us to just leave this place. Okay, so cost incurred by a business in the process of earning revenue are known as expenses. In the business organization, if we are getting money, then before getting money, before receiving of money, we need to spend. अपने को इससे पहले खर्च करना पड़ता है, we have to pay. Okay, so that expense will help us to earn money. Most probably, whenever we visit to any shop and somewhere else, sometimes that shop owners also offer us for tea, coffee and all. So that is a kind of expense, okay, which helps to attract customer, because once when you will visit such a type of the business, such a type of the showroom, whenever they offer you some tea, coffee and all, so definitely you will suggest your friend, your colleagues, your neighbors or even your family members to visit that particular showroom because of their behavior. Okay, so that is kind of expense which attract customer and which help them to earn more and more money. So cash payment of salary and wages that we have seen, these are the examples of expenses. And one more and the very important expense, that is of depreciation. Depreciation on fixed assets. So first we have to find out, sir, what is fixed assets? In the business organization, all the things which help business organization to earn money in the long run, long term, they are called fixed assets. Just like if we having any kind of electronic showroom, so in that showroom we have furniture, we have building, land. Okay, so land, building, furniture, whatever cash, cash thing. So land, building, furniture, these are our fixed assets because they are fixed and it will remain fixed. That we are not going to sell, but without land, building and furniture, we are not able to sell our goods because that furniture and that building attract customers. Okay, and that fix the place where from where we can purchase or sell goods, and we can also allow different type of the services. So sometimes the value of assets may be decreased. Just like if we have any car, okay, that we have purchased of rupees 10 lakh. After passing the time, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, the price of that car will reduces. क्यों reduce होगा? Because we are continuously using that car. Okay, because maybe possible new car will be there in the market in less than that price. Okay, with some extra features. So definitely the price of your car, whatever you have purchased of rupees 10 lakh will reduce. So the amount, the cost of assets decreases in the business organization due to various reasons, and that is called depreciation. Then after bad debts written off. Every year businessmen, they just considered, they mentally prepare themselves that we are not going to recover all the amount from debtors. Maybe possible 5% or 10% debtors may fail to pay their amount. So before they fails to pay their amount, we can accept and we can make provision for that. So that is called bad debts written off. Then after cost of goods sold, in the business organization, whatever goods we used to sell, before the sale we need to find out their cost. Okay, that is called cost of goods sold. We have a particular topic for that. And prepaid expenses. In the business organization, sometimes we need to pay amount in advance, and whatever amount we used to pay in advance in the business organization, that is called prepaid expenses. Okay, that is our expense that we have to pay. Okay, but that we have already paid in advance. Just like whenever we took insurance, whenever we take insurance of our four-wheeler, two-wheeler, house and shop, etc. At the time, that amount we pay in the advance. Okay, just like we have paid insurance for 1st April to 31st of the March for the specific duration. If we are talking about 31st of the December, so we can check that we have already paid 3 months insurance in advance. Okay, so after prepaid expenses, we have balance sheet. In the business organization, as we have seen, business owner have to prepare different statements. Basically, just to find out in a specific duration they have got profit or the loss. Okay, for that they prepare income statement, which is called their profit and loss statement. And after the profit and loss statement, we prepare balance sheet. That is very important sheet or the statement in the business organization. So, what is balance sheet? Okay. So before understanding the balance sheet, we have to find out the elements or the contents of balance sheet. In the balance sheet, basically we used to write asset. Asset, it means all those things which helps business organization to earn continuous money in the business. Just like first, if we are going to start any electronic showroom, we need a building, first land, then after building, then we need to make some arrangement the way of furniture. Then after we have to put our articles, just like refrigerator, televisions, and speakers, home theaters, and many more. Okay, so these things, whatever we are putting, that is our inventory, that is our stock. Okay, and with that we need to open a bank account and we have to keep some money over there. Then after we have to maintain some cash with the business organization, which can help us to meet our day by day on the regular expenses, just to meet our regular expenses. So all those things comes under the assets. Without assets, we can't run, we can't manage any business organization. After the asset, we have equity. Equity, it means capital. So what is capital? Yes, class? Can you imagine? Capital, it means the cash or the things which we use to invest in the business organization for the starting up. Okay, that is also called capital as well as the equity. So there is no difference in between the equity and the capital. Then after the liabilities are the fixed obligations towards our creditors, towards our suppliers, to whom we have to pay money. That is fixed obligations. Just like we have purchased goods from someone, then later on we have to pay, that is our liabilities. So these are the contents of balance sheet. Without these we can't prepare balance sheet. So what is balance sheet? Balance sheet is a statement which provides us clear view or the clear picture of any business organization. How much asset they have, how much liabilities they have, and what is the capital invested by the business organization. So we have the meaning of balance sheet, a financial document that reconciles all the company's assets with their liabilities and equity. The balance sheet provides a real-time view of the company's profit, loss, or the status of the company. Because on the basis of balance sheet, we can also understand what is the amount of profit. Because every time whatever profit we earn, that automatically includes in the equity or the capital. Okay, let's discuss. So asset can be again divided into two parts. First is called current assets and second one is called fixed assets. So sir, what is current assets? Any kind of assets which can be settled down within 12 months in the business organization. That is called our current asset. Just like cash in hand, whatever cash is there in the business organization, that is current. Any time it can be used. Then after cash in bank, whatever cash we have deposited into bank, that is second thing. Debtors, from whom we have to receive money. Stock, that we have already seen, all the business articles which we used to sell to the business, that is our stock. Bills receivable, that is the documents or the instrument which help us to recover money from the debtors. Short-term investment, the surplus or the excess part of profit, whatever we have invested somewhere else, definitely we will get return on it. So that short-term investment, short-term loan advances, if we have given to someone, if we have helped someone in the financial matter, so definitely he will pay us money. That is short-term loan advances which we will receive. If we are going to pay, then it will be considered as liabilities. Trade, prepaid expenses, that we have seen, and income earned but not recovered, okay, or the received. So any kind of income which we have earned मिल तो है लेकिन अभी मिला नहीं है, just like interest on deposit, हमने कहीं पैसे deposit किए थे, interest मिलने वाला है लेकिन मिला नहीं, then also it will be considered as current assets. So current assets, capital that has immediately value included cash, sellable products or accounts receivables comes under the current assets. After the current assets we have fixed assets with long term values. Okay, long term values because it helps us to earn profit in the long duration, such as land and property, tools and machineries or the vehicles. These are the examples of fixed assets, as we have land, building, factories, furnitures, equipments, machineries. These are the example of fixed assets. Then after we have liabilities. Basically in the business organization we have three different type of the liabilities: current liability, long term liabilities and contingent liabilities. So first we have to find out the meaning of liabilities that we have already discussed. So liability is a legal obligation of an individual or a business entity towards creditors arising out of some transactions. Okay, so once when you do any kind of transaction in the business organization, then liabilities automatically creates. It means we have to pay the money to the supplier or the seller. It can be of three types. First, current liabilities, all the liabilities which we have to settle down, which we have to pay off within 12 months, within the duration of 12 months, that is called short-term liabilities. All the liabilities which we have to settle down more than 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, then it can be considered as long-term liabilities. Then after contingent liabilities, all the liabilities which suddenly occur, that is called contingent liabilities. For example, in the business, in a factory, if any employee met with an accident, so it was not planned, it was a sudden activities. Just because of this sudden activities, we need to pay some compensation amount to that employee, that particular employee. So this is an obligation. This is our liability which was occurred suddenly. So that's why it's called contingent liabilities. Okay. So hopefully you have enjoyed up to this level, and in the next class we are again going to discuss some more terms. So just revise your first video and second video, and whatever doubts and queries you have, that we can discuss in the comment box or the discussion box. Okay, bye class.